that I was going to talk about tonight, and this is on the other handout, is getting some efficiency with your practice time. A lot of us work, have jobs, and have a limited amount of practice time. So if you're 14 years old, that's really the best time to start playing guitar. We don't realize it because you have nothing to do other than go to school and hang out and practice guitar. 4 or 6 hours a day, it doesn't matter. But most of us may have some days where we can't hardly play at all, or we've got a limited amount of time, maybe a half hour or an hour if we're lucky. So trying to find ways to get the maximum amount of results in the shortest amount of time. And one of the best ways to do that is to really center in on the areas of your playing or songs, whatever you're doing, that get you in trouble. Most people like to play the stuff that they know, over and over again. I mean, there's songs that people have known for years, and we sit down, and that's, naturally the things that come out are the things that we know, but that really doesn't involve, that's not really practicing so much. I mean, the improvement comes from working on the things that are difficult, and it's hard to do that. It takes discipline, because you can't run on autopilot. You have to, we have to think while we're doing that, and sometimes that's difficult, or at least not a whole lot of fun. So there's a difference between playing and practice. I mean, we should play. Obviously, we should play the things that we know and that we enjoy playing, and do that stuff to get the enjoyment. I mean, if we didn't like playing guitar, we wouldn't play guitar. But the practicing is taking those parts that are difficult and being able to work them so that we're able to play them well. So we take, if you're working on a song or whatever you got, take those. There might be just one part, one change or whatever that's difficult, and you go through and work on that change over and over again. I've got a little thing tabbed out here, this little scale pad where we're moving laterally up the neck, and something like that. It's really just this little repeating phrase. It's this little 6-note phrase that goes like this. It's really simple on its own. And then you move it up an octave. So we're starting on the 7th fret of the D string. And then we start on the A note up here on the B string, and it's the same 6-note phrase. So it's really the combination of a bunch of parts. And the 6-note phrases aren't that hard. The hard part is the transitions. But I'm here on the 8th fret of the A string, getting to the 7th fret of the D string. So really, I mean, that's, if I was going to break this down and try to get this lick smooth, the part that I want to practice is that transition where I'm going from the pinky here to the first finger here. Work that, because if anywhere from playing this, I know that's where it's going to break down, is when I'm trying to move from position to position up the neck. So if I take 5 to 10 minutes or whatever, just work that one part like that. But while I'm working that, I got to remember that I want to keep like the hand shape that I got going as I'm moving up the neck. I don't want to scrunch my fingers up and go like that, because that's not the position that my hand's going to be in. My hand's going to be spread out, moving up the neck like that. So to isolate that, I want to play something like this, where I've got the hand position and the integrity going. And if I work on that one hard part of moving that up the neck, when I take the whole thing and put it back together, it's easier, because I concentrated my practice time on the hard part of the phrase. So if I was going to work on that, say if I was just going to practice this thing, if I was going to practice that for 10 minutes, I would be better off for at least 5 minutes of that, probably just practicing those transitions where the hand goes back and forth, as opposed to playing all the parts that I know really well for that entire time. So you get more bang for your practice time buck, so to speak, by breaking it down. And you can apply that to anything, whether that's a chord change, any kind of a lick that you're working on. It's just important to take those parts and break them down to the smallest possible parts And then, once you've broken them down into small parts, you can reintegrate it. Like I might, instead of just playing those 2 notes where that transition is, maybe play 3 notes of it. Have to think to do it. There's that thinking, you know, that we don't like to do when we're playing. And then I can add another note to it. And just as I'm reintegrating that thing into the whole thing. So, just being able to put that back into the entire package. So you break it down to the smallest possible difficult part, and then just slowly bring it back up, and that adds efficiency to the practice time, trying to get the most out of the half hour or the 20 minutes or the 1 hour